In this lecture, we will create a basic database that we will work with for the hands-on project. Creating a database is going to involve working with the Microsoft SQL Server program that we installed. It is also going to involve writing some basic SQL code. The first step is to open SQL Server Management Studio, which was one of the components installed when we did the download and installation. The Connect to Server pop-up will appear. Then we can click the Connect button. Okay, now we are connected to the server. The next step is to actually create a database. On the left-hand side, you will see the different folders in the project. We can right-click on the Databases folder, and then choose New Database. We will name our database Example Database, and then click the OK button to create the database. You may not see the database yet inside of the Databases folder. However, if you right-click the Databases folder and go to Refresh, the database that we created should appear. Next, we need to add a table to the database. To do this, we are going to use a SQL query. The first step is to select the folder of our database, right-click, and choose New Query. This will open up a file where we can write some SQL code. The first step is to create a table. To do this, we use the Create Table statement. We can type Create Table and then specify the name of the table. In this case, our table will be named People. Our table will have a primary key of ID, and each person will have a name and an age, both of which will be varchars. Please be sure to type everything in exactly as you see me typing it here, as SQL is very specific when it comes to syntax. Since this is a C# course, I will just give you a high-level overview of SQL syntax and not dig into the details. Okay, that is the statement that will create the table. The next step is to actually insert some data into it. In order to insert data into a table, we can use SQL's Insert Into statement. We will type Insert Into. Then comes the name of the table, People, and the values for the people, which are name and age. We do not include ID here. That is the primary key for the table and is separate. Then we type values in all capitals. Then we specify the data. We will have a person named Rob, age 25. Then we will have a person named John, age 30. After that will come a person named Sarah, age 23. Next we will have a person named Tim, age 40. Finally will come a person named Bill, age 32. This is the code we need to create the table and populate it with data. However, we still need to run this code to take effect. Running a SQL query is known as executing it, and can be performed by clicking the Execute button towards the top left of the program. We should either see an error message or a success message output. Okay, so how do we view our table? First, we right-click on the Tables folder for our database, and then press the Refresh option. Then we should see our dbo.people table appear. DBO just stands for Database Object. To view this table, we can right-click on dbo.people, and then go to Edit Top 200 Rows. This will open up the first 200 rows of our database, and allow us to edit them. Of course, our database has a lot less than 200 rows, so all of the rows of our table will be displayed. Note that we can click into and change the values in our table if we desire. Okay, great. Now we have a basic example database and a table with some values that we can work with. In the next lecture, we will use C# to link to the database.